Hi guys, we are in Washington today and I am visiting my sister but decided to give her a hand because she just bought her new house and the garage right now, the way that it is, doesn't look finished and I think they're gonna need a finish and a coat of paint just because it's gonna be snowing here and I feel like it's a good thing to have a little bit of protection on the walls. And I'm also gonna help her here with this that step that goes into the house. So if you want to come with me, you stick around. We'll do what we can here as far as the walls go. So let's get started. Okay guys, so this is what we're working with. They did a taping of the joints and then just did like a super fast, basically they just put the joint compound and then on top of it the tape, and in some spaces, in some spots, they put a little bit more joint compound, but that was it. So what we're gonna be doing is smoothing out everything, getting all these parts that are a little bit damaged from whatever it is, and covering all of this where it's exposed. And we might just do all of the joints, heat everything up. As far as the little step goes, I just got some of this plastic. It's a plastic rug that was like $2.40 something a foot. And so it's got the anti-slip that looks a little bit like this, but this is metal. And we're gonna put it right on top of here. I'm not sure about the sides. We might just do those later. But as far as the top, we are gonna cover this. And I have a stapler that we're gonna be using for that. I'm taking a little break because my little helper, my nephew, just brought us some ice cream and we're enjoying it, even though it's like a colder day. Well, it's been colder days and very cloudy. It's beautiful here in Washington, guys. Check it out. This is kind of like the neighborhood. So what you just saw was the back of the houses. This is kind of like in the streets, and you can see right there Mount Rainier, guys. This is a beautiful community in Bonnie Lake, Washington, and their houses are being sold. Most of them are sold, but if you're looking to go into a community like this, just let me know. I have contacts. I'm a realtor and I can connect you with a wonderful realtor in the area that can help you out. But who wouldn't want to live here? This is just absolutely gorgeous, and there's good space in between the houses, and just this right here sells everything. Mount Rainier as your backdrop. But let's go back to the project and see how we're doing. This is what everything is looking like. I'm trying to fill in all the gaps and things like this. This I need to work a little bit more, where this is really bumpy and you can see that the drywall was damaged. So we have to figure that out. But basically just filling in the rest of where the tape is, covering it because it wasn't covered. Like you can see over here, it's not covered, it's just taped with a joint compound. And then that's when we cover on top with more joint compound and make it nice and smooth so that we can go in afterwards with some paint. I'm not gonna do the ceiling because we're not gonna have time and that's kind of crazy. But I think if we cover this 3 walls, woo, we'll be good. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you again a little bit of how it looks before putting the joint compound on top of the taping. And I was working on the right side of the garage. My brother was working on the left side. And this doesn't look better than just the regular taping off like this. But believe me, there's benefits because then this joint compound will cover the tape, which is not going to allow humidity to seep in. We are almost at the end of this bucket. I'll tell you how much it comes with. It's a little one. I thought it was going to be enough, but I think we still have this whole wall, plus the bottom of this one, and the top of this one as well. And also that corner over there on that side. So depending on how much, I think we're gonna finish that bucket, the bucket over there. My arms are very sore, so we'll see what happens. But tomorrow we're supposed to go see the needle, the space needle in Seattle. So trying to work as fast as possible and get everything done. So lots of work, but it's really satisfying to see everything just look a little bit more, finished. So in order to cover those joints, what I've been doing is I get the smaller spatula, and with that I grab the material, which is the joint compound, and then I have a bigger spatula which is helping me to smooth out everything and make it just, blend everything in. The bigger one I believe is like 10 inches. You could also get a bigger one which is like 12 inches width, which is much better. And I'm just using the cheap, I think it's like $6 for the 3-pack of the spatulas. And with that, I was able to do it well. You can also get like the more expensive ones, which are the metal ones, but I think it's not necessary. And I was able to do this very well with the plastic ones. As you can see here, I was going top to bottom and then side to side, trying to get everything as smooth as possible so that I didn't have to sand later on. It was really thin layers as well, so that I would do 1 or 2 passes. It doesn't matter if you don't want to bunch up the material, because if you do, then you'll have more to sand later, and that's very, very tiring. Plus, I didn't want to leave more work for my sister and brother-in-law, because I know they'll be the ones to do this job. This job, by the way, is really hard, so you have to be in really good physical condition. That's just my warning. But it's really satisfying, and when you see the finished job, it's like, wow, I did this. My brother-in-law and my sister already told me that they were really happy, as we are already back here in California and I'm editing this video. As I had mentioned, our bucket was only good for like half or 3/4 of the garage. This is on this side. We just did that joint. We didn't do this because we didn't have enough. It's all gone. We have to clean that out. And then the bottom here, we didn't do this side or the top. And we still need this side as well. And the top here. And the bottom on this side. So it's good. Most of it was, this is like 3 quarts according to this, the all-purpose light. And so now I'm gonna try to see if I can do the step here. All I'm gonna do is cover a little bit here of the side, just to go down. And then here, I think we're gonna do some type of like a wood piece to cover, and maybe paint it white, just to kind of mimic what we have here on top. and then put some wood right here on this part as well. So I'll do that, cover the front and go underneath, tuck it in and staple it underneath, and then do the piece of wood down here as well, painting it white. My sister will probably have to do it, or I don't know, we'll see. And then on this side, so we'll cover where this is a material. It's this plastic that is anti-slip. It looks really nice. I'm gonna go all the way over here, then I'm gonna move it and then staple down here on the sides, and then go underneath like this and staple right there. So because we couldn't find the stapler, because my sister, like I was mentioning, she just moved to this house, everything was in boxes, we couldn't find it. All I could do was cut the material to length and width so that it's ready to assemble. So once she finds that stapler, she's gonna finish that, and I think that's gonna be that for that project. My brother-in-law might come back and just do the parts of the wood where he covers the rest of it so that he can make it nice and pretty. But for right now, if she can just do the stapling of that top step, it's gonna be good. And that's something that I'll hopefully show you an update later on. All right, guys, this is my second to last day here in Washington. And as you might see, it's the closed garage right here. And it's a little bit echoey, but we're gonna try to finish the work that we started. So remember, we had some of the walls over here, as you can see there, that I didn't finish. So I'm gonna work on that, and then I'm gonna start to sand a little bit. And I tried to do my best to not leave too much of a bump in all the areas, so that I could just come and just kind of like fade out everything and have a really easy time. So that's one of the things that you need to do when you're working with a joint compound. Don't mound it up all in a big thing, mountain, because then you'll end up working even more. That's what I learned from the first time that I did it in the first house, because the first house I did it and I was just like putting another layer and a thicker layer and a thicker layer, and then I had to go back and sand everything, and it was messy. So I try to go in thin layers, that way it makes it way easier. Okay, this part right here, there was a huge bubble, and you can see it here too. That's like when they put in the tape. First they put the joint compound, but then they kind of just taped it and didn't go over with another spatula, and they just left it kind of dry out like that. And then up here, they must have broken the drywall, so there was like a bubble here that you can see all the way here. So what I did was I cut with my cutting knife, and I'm just making like surgery here, because all of this drywall is a little bit broken already. So I'm just cleaning it up, see how it moves like this. So what I'll try to do is just break it up a little bit more and see how this, I don't like how this bubbles. So I'm just gonna try to see if I can lift it and clean it up. Maybe with my other spatula. it up, and then I'll add more joint compound inside. This doesn't matter because we're gonna cover it up. I don't know if this is the right way, but I think in order for this to work out, we need to clean it. And there's a lot of like broken wall that we need to get rid of. So at this point, I think it's all cleaned up. I don't see any other movement. So lifting up this part, lifting up here, adding joint compound all along. And then I'm going down and filling in this gap. And then going this way. And then here, I'm also going to try to even out everything. So this is gonna be an area that needs a little bit more joint compound in the beginning. But you see how I'm going all different angles? Because I'm trying to fill in everything. If I do this, then I'm left with a line, with a bump. So that way, this way I'm going up to fill it in. And on the sides, I'm gonna let it dry. I think it looked better the other way, but I'm gonna try to go as much as possible here. Without leaving it too bumpy, because I don't want it to be too excessive joint compound, because then it's harder to sand. So I think this is good. That way it won't move. I'll be able to sand it here and even it out later, because I'm gonna do another layer. But that's gonna be that for this repair. This is the other spot that was damaged, and as you can see, looks way better. And it's on this side. The other one is over here, down by the panel. This is the second coat. Looking better. Come on. Looking much better. You can see the side. I don't think you can see the side. Let me see. Oh gosh. There's too much shadows. But there it is. Looking better. It does show a little bit of a step, but I think we can make it better with the next coat. So real quick here, because we're gonna be leaving, this is just the unfinished covering, and right here is a little bit more finished. I didn't quite do the job, but it's almost there. So you just sand as much as possible to take care of the edges, and you can see a little bit better the finish in between one and the other. I still need to work a little bit more, but here is a better view. And I just want to show you there. You can see rough and finished. Okay guys, it is 5 a.m. in the morning and my sister is taking us to the airport, SeaTac, Tacoma Airport. I just wanted to show you this because I didn't have time. We've been going, we're on vacation, so just basically wanted to show you the end of result of everything. And here it is. They are gonna be sanding everything and finishing up, so they'll have that, but at least we started this and we kind of organized a little bit here. They just moved a few months ago, so definitely helped them a lot, and she was very thankful that we got rid of a bunch of cardboard boxes. We put them all in here, and then you can see the finish. I showed you a little bit of what we did on the other side with the finish, and this is the other side. So they'll just do the sanding, and then after they do the sanding, and you know, you can see how the difference is here. They'll have to do that all over those seams, and then when they're ready and able to do all this, they'll paint. So I think at least all the big holes and things that they had on the wall that they weren't finished, and also we sealed the frame right here because there was some really big holes up on top. The drywall didn't go all the way down, so it was just like meeting the frame right there. We did some sealant, the caulking with sealant, and it's all around. And there were places that we didn't reach, but they'll finish, and we have extra material over here. So I hope this helps you guys and encourages you to make some more improvements in your house. I hope you have a great day. God bless you guys. See you next time.